Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm Nix in Serbia, and unfortunately you guys wanted to hear from my family. Not really sure why we had to do this, because they are a crazy bunch, as you've seen from the intro. And I mean, the intro is actually who we are dealing with here and the players in this family, because, you know, we all have our quirks, but a lot of you have been reaching out and saying, look, I want to know how the kids are doing here in Serbia, and I'm like, why? Zašto? So here we go. We are going to start with kind of just open conversation wherever it leads us. How do you feel about school? Like, I know we put you in a public school on day one, not day one when we arrived, but like her first day of school, we went into a public school. And from what I remember, she came home with a big smile. But how was that experience?
I really liked it, except for two things. How we were always moving classes. Like, each class was in a different room.
You guys didn't do that in Canada?
Only grade 7 and up.
So she's about to do it. So I guess it's not... Like, either way, she wasn't going to like it. In Canada, you do it as well, so...
Yeah.
Just at her age, you didn't do it.
Yeah, no.
You guys gotta sit forward so these guys can see you.
Everyone just adjusts to it. So you just get used to it.
It is hard.
And then the second thing is just something I'm not used to, like where you buy things in a cafeteria and you don't bring your own food.
But like, how did the kids treat you?
They were really nice, and they were like complimenting me and sitting with me.
And they thought you were cool?
Yeah.
So, if the kids were great, how'd you end up in another school? Do you know? Did I tell you why? Wait, so
yeah,
you went there one day.
Yeah, I know why we moved them.
Do you know why? Blame it on this guy. So it's actually this guy's fault why we had to move them schools. So these two would be in what you guys call, what do they call it here? Primary? What would it?
Middle school.
Osnovna škola.
Okay, so that's the school that they would have, that they attended, but unfortunately, because he would be going to,
Grade 9.
which is,
Gymnasium.
They call it
high school.
they call it first grade.
No,
For
first
high
year.
school. Yeah, first year of high school.
which you would say in Serbian.
Srednja škola.
Okay, so that, because he would be in high school. So to my Canadians and Americans, I don't know about anybody else in the world, but here, when you're in high school, you're actually studying towards your career, and you finish high school with a diploma in a field. Totally different than in Canada. So registering this guy was a bit more difficult, which forced us into a private school situation for him temporarily. Temporarily. So we ended up moving the two girls out to be in the same school with him, because it only made sense, because we're now driving in almost an hour to get them into school. We live outside of the Novi Sad area, and the kids actually have to go to school in Novi Sad. So how is your new school?
Oh, the private school?
Yeah.
Okay. It's really good, except for I feel like I don't learn anything much. It's maybe because I just started actually learning.
Mm-hmm.
But
We also came during the Christmas holidays.
But I really like when they do like gym and stuff. I also really like English is my favorite class.
But do you like Serbia overall, or you miss Canada?
I miss Canada, and I do prefer Canada, but overall I like Serbia.
Okay. And what do you miss about Canada?
My friends, my best friend, my school, and Timmy's.
But didn't you play a sport in Canada?
Oh, and my soccer friends. And
But do you play soccer here?
Yeah.
Okay, so how's that going?
It's good because we found a team that I really like.
Exactly. So she started here. We, again, everything's new to us. Dropped her in a team here. Wasn't, I guess, the right fit of a team, so we did find her a new team, which actually is more, the training is a lot more like what we experienced in Canada. They wanted her player card. So she's joined this new team. It's very early days right now, so it's going great though. What do you think about Serbia?
I love Serbia. I really hope to get on a football or soccer team soon. And I love the school and the people.
And the food?
It's getting there.
So, guys, there's no insult to your culture or your country. Variety here
They're just used to cardboard food over there.
Yeah, the
so-
variety here too is limited to seasons, which is something we're not used to. But also, I realized when we moved here that the chocolate and the food we ate in Canada was totally different in taste. Here, I find everything's more of a natural taste, so it's an adjustment period. Your school makes you lunch, right, every day? Do they cook for you guys?
Yeah.
And they also give you snacks.
So we have dva užina, 2 snacks, and a breakfast in the morning.
They'd love to hear the Serbian.
And then a lunch.
Also, what I noticed is there's a lot less fast food choices.
Yeah.
Like, you'd have like, for example, 5 different pizza choices in one area.
Yeah.
But then here there's barely any.
And like McDonald's, like usually in towns or cities and Canada, every town or city you'll have like 2 or 3 McDonald's plus. Here in our town or city, we have 0.
And something I really miss, one fast food place that I really miss, well, 2 are Little Caesars and Domino's.
So, how do the people receive you? Because you are a different skin tone, right? Like, how are the friends and how is the country receiving you? Like, are you having any issues here?
I'm not having any issues. I think people really like me because I'm different, I guess. And I get a lot more attention by
The ladies?
a lot of people.
The ladies?
But a lot of the people like me and I haven't had a single problem yet.
Okay. Anything that you miss about Canada, or do you prefer in Canada? If you had the chance to just go back to Canada, like, what are your feelings about here? Like, do you feel we did the right thing, or are you still questioning our decisions? What are your thoughts?
I definitely think it was a good idea to move to Serbia. If I had to go back to Canada because I missed something, maybe I'd meet one of my old friends, but I'm not really friends with them anymore, so it's not a huge deal. But maybe even Krispy Kreme because I miss that.
Oh, I also miss
that's
Krispy Kreme.
that's a good one.
I forgot.
That's a good
I
one.
don't know how you guys are so obsessed with Krispy Kreme.
It's so good.
Also, Walmart. There's no.
No,
Who needs
we have-
Walmart? We have
We have
Jumbo.
Jumbo
I
and
need
Super Bear on the
Walmart.
same place.
So,
The
what are
big
your?
toy section in the back.
What about Toys R Us?
Oh.
But
Even I like Toys R Us.
Toys R Us is Toys R Us.
But
You
we
can
have
get toys
Dexy, and we have
anywhere.
Dexy.
Yeah.
Also, though, the board games are all in Serbia.
The board games are in Serbian, guys. Fortunately, I brought pretty much every board game we have, so we're playing in English right now. But even Monopoly, the countries or cities, sorry, that you would be landing on, it's not boardwalk translated. It's
Whatever
in
they
Serbian.
want.
So another funny thing here is that the way the kids' names here are spelled isn't really how they spell it in Serbia. I found out that the Serbs will kind of just make the name a Serbian name and spell it however they want, right?
When I first came to
You
this,
almost look confused.
Not really. It's just spelled phonetically.
So then it's spelled phonetically, meaning
My
when
coach.
I first came to the school, they
Instead of Leia, how we spell it Laya, here it's spelled Leja.
I don't
that's
know
what I mean. So they spell like they changed the entire spelling of the
my
name.
coach
I'm still
spelled
asking
it.
you.
I think my coach did like an A and then like an O. I don't know. I didn't really see, but also instead of him calling me Leia most of the time, he called me Kirina.
Try not to get here, okay?
One thing I noticed, they can't say my name at all because my name is spelled Xavier.
So what is your name?
Majority people
Say your name, your actual name.
Xavier. But a lot of people can't say it, so they have to say like Zay is my nickname,
Javier.
but if they read it on paper, they'll be like Javier. it'll be like, and that one's really, because the X here is H.
So are you learning Serbian? How do you feel? Like, do you feel like things are moving along, or do you feel like it's a difficult language? Like, talk to me about the language.
I'm learning Serbian pretty quick, and I really like the language. It's a really nice language, and I like the way it sounds. So, and I also like talking to people. So, I'm learning the language faster than other people in the family, and I understand a lot.
And you, how do you feel about the school? And you already spoke 2 languages back home, right?
Yeah.
English and?
French.
Okay. So then obviously you should be picking up Serbian like the easiest.
I am, and whether he wants to admit it or not, I am doing better. Even our Serbian teacher said so at school.
You have the same teacher?
Yeah, we do.
Do you have the same classes?
No. I'm in year 1.
I think
he's
we
in year
also
2.
have the same Serbian teacher.
Yeah, I think it's the same Serbian
Ah.
teacher throughout the school.
I think they only have one.
Mhm.
Okay.
But it's a small school, it doesn't matter.
Easy on the word
Yeah,
small.
it's not small.
I mean, 7 buildings
it's
or 6
big,
buildings.
It's big in buildings, but
Small
it's small
in population.
population.
Okay. So there's their twinlepathy. They hate
I
it.
don't have twinlepathy.
They can't help it
She just
because
wants to copy me.
Irish twins, but not
Who
Irish
else
twins.
uses population in the sentence? I didn't know you would say population.
So how do you feel about school here?
The school here is really nice. It is a big change from Canada, being able to just leave at lunch and do whatever you want and having longer days. Whereas here, it's shorter days, less class time.
What do you mean longer days?
What, in Canada?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the periods were longer and there wasn't as many breaks. There was 1 break and everything else was class time. So it
Right.
just
we
felt
still had-
longer. It just felt longer.
Oh, okay.
Whereas here, there's, as he said, 2 snacks.
2 what?
Ujina.
Okay.
Breakfast, lunch.
Well,
So it
there
just makes
you
it feel
had
shorter.
an hour and 15 per class. Here it's 45 minutes, right?
Yeah, and an hour break for
Also-
lunch. So
They have like every class. I'm pretty sure has like 2 textbooks, like one in black and white and like 1 color sometimes.
Oh.
So they have like 20 textbooks. But in Canada, you never use textbook. It's just paper, like printed paper.
Or computers, which I don't like. I
Handouts.
like better that
You get handouts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here it's like you don't use your computer for anything except for the kids that need it. Other than that, we're not using electronics in school like that. It's more old-fashioned where everyone does their own work on from a chalkboard. The teacher's writing, you
Yeah.
write down what they're writing.
So are you enjoying the school? Are you enjoying Serbia? Like, do you have friends? Are you playing your sport? What is your sport? Did you tell me about your sport?
no, I haven't yet. I play volleyball, and I think I was put on a team first. I think so.
I think so, yeah.
And it's
think
an
we
amazing
found-
team. It is.
I think you found mine first.
Ah, oh well.
Well,
She's been on a volleyball team pretty much from the beginning.
They were very welcoming, and they still. It's not like just because I've been there for a while now, the attention's died down. I still get a ton of attention, and I don't know. I really like it. A lot of the people are very fascinated by me speaking English, and that I look different. I'm not like the same skin tone, so it's very unique to them.
But is that like have you had any negative experiences from that, or?
Definitely not. I think they're so intrigued and fascinated because like you don't see it every day here. Whereas in Canada, you see all sorts of skin tones.
And like,
So
how do you feel about the move? Like, are you still questioning why? Are you angry? Are you happy? Are you enjoying the food? Like, talk to me about how you feel about this move.
generally, I have mixed feelings. There's days where I just wish I was back in Canada, and then there's days that I'm like really happy I'm here. So it really depends on the day. I think it was an amazing idea to move here. It's a lot of new opportunities. The food here, I'm like as Xavier said, I'm getting there.
But it's not like we don't like the food
No,
here.
it's not that.
It's good food.
It's
like,
just totally different.
I like Sodoma and all those and
Yeah.
Piskovica.
Tell the cameras, did I cook Serbian food in Canada,
Oh yeah,
please?
All
a
the
ton,
time.
a ton.
Well, like I'd say out of the 7 dinners we eat, it's 5. Not 5, 2. and then 5 is either like Mexican, Asian. Oh, we had a whole bunch of different food, but Serbian was like a big, one of the biggest like things we ate.
Something about sports that I also want to say is, like, if we only were able to practice outside in Canada,
Oh
it'd be
yeah.
canceled. But like, cause they like, I feel like they kind of
They don't care, like,
they baby.
'Cause they're not-
They
Yeah.
play in snow
But in
here.
Serbia, it was in the middle of snow, and too, the inside court was taken, so we had to play outside. And I think that's what they always do, actually.
They play outside in the snow, guys.
Yeah.
Because in
and
Canada
it's
they're raised to
also-
be babies.
Yeah. Also, it's hard to be like move
So
the
wait,
ball,
are you
but they
guys
don't care.
babies?
No, because we were raised by Serbs and
I'm
You were
not
in
Serb.
Xavier, you were in Canada.
You're
while
so
you were
quiet.
the biggest baby.
Dad, do you have anything to add here?
Not really.
So this is our
I'm
quiet
always
guy.
quiet.
Yeah. So this is our quiet guy. So anything else you guys want to talk about, or do you want to tell the people of Serbia, like, what do you want to talk about?
That's a hard
I
question.
want to say something about the volleyball. So I didn't know this, and I don't know if this is for teams all around Serbia, but when you're the home team at a volleyball game, you actually have to pay the ref for their service. Like the
I
kids,
think it was the same in Canada.
like the kids have to bring
Or
like
they're just paying the
Oh.
yeah, the kids bring like
Okay.
500 dinars, and they give it to the coach, and it gets collected, and the coach adds money, and then they give it to the ref.
Okay, but let's talk about that. So the sports here are much cheaper in dues than they were in Canada. So the difference, the only reason why you're seeing that is because instead of them just saying like, hey, I need $4,000 up front, they take a lot less money, and then like if you need to pay out a ref, you're paying it at that time rather than them already having that collected money. Because the refs were definitely paid also in Canada, and the managers of each team would have to pay them beforehand. What do your facilities look like? And I say this because I know the facilities are not on the level of what they were in Canada. However, I appreciate that. So it's very different here because the kids here don't get as pampered. So ours, if they don't have everything shiny and new and the biggest of, turfs and facilities, then they can't do their sport. Where here, it's like, if you have heart and you're dedicated to your sport, you should be able to play it anywhere. And so there's times where like her team, like she said, is playing in the snow outside, or her volleyball team at one point had a flood in the gym. So unfortunately, they haven't been able to fix the flooring yet. So the flooring is kind of torn up.
Yeah, but it's not.
It doesn't
on the
affect,
court,
right?
so-
It doesn't affect how they play. And honestly, it's nice to take our kids out of that whole like very like everything's
pampered.
pampered and huge. But like, how do you guys feel about that?
I showed my current coach the gym I used to practice in, and he asked me what's the point of having it so perfect. He asked me like, why is it so like pretty? What's the point?
Right, because these are not like, we're not talking professional athletes here. We're talking kids. So how do you guys feel about our neighborhood? Do you feel safer here?
A lot safer.
Yeah.
I can go outside at night and go for a walk when it's like pitch black and not have to carry an alarm.
You're still scared of the boogeyman.
Okay, but that's
I have
That's
a hard
not
time
true.
letting you guys go because I'm used to not letting you go
We're,
anywhere.
we're so conditioned to being in an environment where you worry if they're crossing the street that it's very hard for us to, Dad and I,
Hear
for us
this
to cut that cord.
when we crossed the road when we weren't supposed to because there was no cars in sight. This I'd say he's around like 40 or 50-year-old man. He's like, why are you crossing the street? You're not supposed to be crossing
No,
the
he
street.
said
There's
inside
crazy
it.
drivers. Yeah,
Oh,
we
wait.
understand him.
In Canada,
Did
they
he?
just would not care.
No one cares. But these people really care about the kids here.
I know in the future there's gonna be more positive to come, so overall it should be good.
There's a lot more.
Okay, scale of 1 to
positive
10. How do you feel about Serbia? 1's the lowest, 10's the highest. Quick.
8.
Ooh, I didn't expect
I
that
wasn't either. I was
high.
expecting like a 6 or something.
9.5.
Ooh.
7.
Oh.
Yeah, realistically 7.
You?
You're back
He's
home.
a native.
He's
10.
home.
Yeah, for me, it
He's
doesn't
home.
matter.
Save me the
I'd
I don't go
say
to school.
it's not about school, just how you feel about being
I'm
back
just saying,
home.
it's
Then
easier
how do
for
you
me.
feel about the food and ice cream.
Oh yeah, because you speak the language, so it's not that big of a change for you.
I'd say for me, it's an 8 out of 10. I've been sick a lot since I've been here. The smoking, the outdoor smoke from chimneys has been really tough on my asthma. But that's not to say that I'm disappointed about being here. I'm not disappointed at all. If I was to rate how I felt in Canada, it was a 2. I didn't feel good about anything. I didn't feel, even on the road, every single time you were out of traffic light, the person beside you racing you, and there's arguments on the road. And here, we're not experiencing any of that. You have a couple idiots here or there, but it's nothing that I'm gonna actually remember or have to reflect on or come home and stress about. So I definitely say I'm still happier here. That hasn't changed. We are actually going to meet with you guys now on a monthly basis as a family. We're going to give you monthly updates of how everyone's doing, and we're going to bring it as our table talk to see how everybody has progressed, sharing how much they've advanced in the language, and any new experiences and opportunities that they've had.
Which day is that gonna be? I'm probably gonna be sick.
He's definitely going to be in it. So this is my cookie family. You're not going to see them regularly. Again, this is going to be a once a month thing. We are also going to start doing shorts. So you are going to start to see these 3 because we're going to do some skits and reenact what it was like in Canada for some of our experiences that we want to show to the rest of the world. Some of the challenges that we faced, and we wanted to do it in a funner way than just sitting here and talking to you. So we are quite the drama family, whether he wants to admit it or not. We all are. So we are going to bring it to you live and direct. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Currently, I post on Mondays. I am going to start posting a little bit more for you guys. Thank you all for your support. Vidimo say, and what would you say?
Do Virginia.
And what would you say?
Ciao.
And?
Do widzenia.
Vidimo se.
Ciao. Zdravo.
No.